Out of pocket for that. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Why did you deny it? Because that felt like a great opportunity to say, well, yeah, some of the same things have happened to me.
I did not testify out of thinking I was doing something good.
You ain't coming after Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb-ass questions. I get sick of y'all.
This is a watershed moment, and if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
Snoop Dogg just put Oprah Winfrey on blast, and trust me, this is something nobody saw coming.
Why y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't coming after Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb-ass questions.
But wait, why is Oprah at the center of Snoop's latest tirade? And why are rumors swirling that she's fleeing the country? This bombshell doesn't stop at Oprah. Snoop's also calling out Diddy, the so-called gay mafia, and exposing the Hollywood elite like never before.
I believe there are some gay rappers that just ain't came out the closet. But as time moves on, everybody accepts everybody, and I feel like there will be an acceptance of it. It's just a matter of who will be, the first one to come out of the closet.
But what could really push Snoop to risk everything by speaking up now? Snoop Dogg has never been too pleased with how Oprah Winfrey and her best friend, Gayle King, address black male celebrities accused of SA. It bothers him so much, in fact, that the rapper took to social media to curse out both women, writing, "F you and Gayle." First, a little context. Oprah was initially attached as a producer for On the Record, an upcoming documentary about one of Russell Simmons' SA accusers, but later dropped out of the project. Even so, Winfrey's brief attachment to the project was enough to anger Snoop Dogg. In an Instagram post featuring an old photo of Oprah chumming it up with eternal waste of space Harvey Weinstein, the man who has no balls, Snoop Dogg took shots at the talk show host's reputation. Did that fake Michael Jackson-ish to tarnish his name with them lying kids, and here she is with a known rapist smiling and laughing. He wrote, "F you and Gayle, free Bill Cosby." Later on, Snoop Dogg revealed how the industry took advantage of Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson wasn't even making dollars off of his albums.
How is Michael Jackson not making money off his own music?
Look,
Who takes that? The record label?
the record label, it's called points and percentages and royalties and you get for the records.
Basically, Snoop claimed that Oprah focused on holding black men accountable during the #Me Too era, while staying silent on similar accusations made against white men. Rumor has it that she's been turning her back on black artists and cozying up to none other than the snooty Hollywood elites. And get this, some of these elites include controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. For context, Oprah was once close with Harvey, and she even showed him sympathy even though he is a disgusting man and he deserves to rot in jail. But it's hard to understand why Oprah wanted to be best friends with someone like Harvey Weinstein. They had a very warm friendship, and the photos show. Some people actually believe that Oprah convinced some actresses to hook up with Harvey Weinstein. Oprah previously attempted to speak out on Harvey Weinstein, but she never really got to the point, and you can tell that she was trying to protect him.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And so I think this is a watershed moment.
Of course, Oprah is trying to switch the narrative and make this about everyone else but Harvey. But we need to talk about the bizarre contrast in Oprah's behavior when it comes to dealing with people like Harvey versus dealing with someone like Michael Jackson. In 1993, Oprah interviewed Michael at his Neverland Ranch in what became one of the most watched interviews in television history. This interview was meant to clear up long-standing rumors about Michael, such as him wanting to become white, rumors about plastic surgery, and bizarre claims like him buying the remains of the Elephant Man or having a telepathic monkey. However, instead of helping his image, Oprah's approach raised eyebrows. She asked intrusive questions.
I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Are you a
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
I'm a gentleman.
Oprah's questions often felt accusatory, and she even pressed him on his love life and friendships with children, hinting that there might be something inappropriate. Her line of questioning made fans and even his family believe she had an agenda to tarnish his reputation. But the real betrayal came after Michael's death. Oprah supported the documentary Leaving Neverland, which featured Wade Robson and James Safechuck accusing Michael of misconduct when they were children. Oprah not only backed the documentary, but also interviewed the accusers, further angering Michael's supporters and family, who felt this was a blatant betrayal, especially since Michael had never been found guilty of such charges in court.
While never forgetting any of the details that happened between us, but having no understanding that it was having no...
The Jackson family and many of Michael's fans felt Oprah betrayed the King of Pop to boost her own ratings. Michael's older brother, Jermaine Jackson, publicly called out Oprah for her involvement with Leaving Neverland, pointing out that the allegations were not based on facts and that Michael had been proven innocent during his 2005 trial. Other family members, like Taj Jackson, who grew up with Wade Robson, also expressed outrage at Oprah's actions, accusing her of situation to boost her ratings. Brandy Jackson, another family member, was particularly upset because Oprah had once been welcomed into their home for interviews with Michael's children, only to later turn on the family by supporting the documentary. Perhaps most notably, Janet Jackson, who was very close to Michael, reportedly still holds a grudge against Oprah. Janet, along with other family members, believes Oprah was instrumental in launching the hate campaign against Michael and tarnishing his legacy. Janet has made it clear that she feels Michael would never have committed the acts he was accused of, and the pain of Oprah's betrayal runs deep within the Jackson family. The Jackson family, particularly Janet Jackson, felt this was a blatant attempt to tarnish Michael's legacy. Janet has since demanded that Oprah apologize for her role in spreading these accusations, but Oprah remained silent.
Do you think Oprah betrayed Michael?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And I feel like she betrayed not just him, but my family.
On the other hand, in early 2019, there was a documentary created about Harvey Weinstein titled Untouchable. It premiered at Sundance, but it didn't get a lot of media attention. And of course, Oprah didn't bring any attention to that documentary. But when it comes to the documentary about Michael Jackson, Leaving Neverland, Oprah decided to go and promote that everywhere. Oprah decided to hold a special show after the airing of Leaving Neverland. This decision raised questions about her motivations and the selectivity of her actions. She invited some of Michael Jackson's alleged victims to share their stories on her show, but noticeably omitted any plans to invite Harvey Weinstein's victims to discuss their experiences. This discrepancy raised eyebrows and invited speculation about Oprah's seemingly protective stance towards her friend Harvey Weinstein, while choosing to shine a spotlight on figures like Michael Jackson. What added an additional layer of intrigue to this situation was the fact that Harvey Weinstein was a convicted criminal, his guilt well established and publicized. The evidence against him was overwhelming, leaving no room for doubt about his actions. So why did Oprah seemingly avoid holding him accountable on her platform? The absence of any efforts to shed light on his story or provide a platform for his victims was perplexing and opened the door to accusations of selective justice.
What I reposted was commentary on the hypocritical and double-standard nature and behavior of Hollywood.
One couldn't help but feel a sour taste in their mouth when considering the timing and circumstances of Oprah's focus on Michael Jackson. It was worth noting that Jackson had passed away over a decade ago, rendering him unable to defend himself against the allegations brought forward on Oprah's show. Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein remained alive and kicking, with numerous victims who had bravely come forward to share their harrowing experiences. So why did Weinstein's story not receive the same attention and scrutiny? It raised legitimate concerns about Oprah's motives and whether she was attempting to justify or protect individuals with a history of bad behavior. The stark contrast between the treatment of Michael Jackson and Harvey Weinstein cast a shadow of doubt over Oprah's intentions. It raised questions about her commitment to justice and her willingness to hold powerful figures accountable. With Weinstein's extensive list of victims and his criminal conviction, one would have expected him to be at the forefront of discussions surrounding AB and misconduct. Yet, Oprah's apparent silence on this matter left room for speculation and invited skepticism about her true intentions. What's more, in 2019, Fifth called out Oprah for only criticizing black male stars at the center of SA allegations and ignores the white people who have been accused. Following the news that Winfrey was to produce a #MeToo documentary about the allegations against record executive Russell Simmons, the rapper questioned her intentions on Instagram. According to a press release, the film was said to be a profound examination of race, gender, class, and intersectionality, and the toll of take on their victims and society at large. I don't understand why Oprah is going after black men, 50 Cent wrote, alongside a photo of both Winfrey and Simmons. No Harvey Weinstein, no Epstein, just Michael Jackson and Russell Simmons. This ish is sad. He added, continuing, "These documentaries are publicly convicting their targets. It makes them guilty till proven innocent." But if you think Harvey is the only sketchy person she's connected to, you would be wrong, because she is also being named in the court documents of Diddy's lawsuit. Now, let's dive into Diddy for a second. His name has been popping up in all kinds of controversies lately, from allegations of AB to weird behind-the-scenes power plays. Diddy's empire might be full of success stories, but the rumors of what happens behind the scenes, not so pretty.
Exactly. So this case is about money, power, respect, and violence.
And who's been seen cozying up to him at times? Oprah herself. Is she turning a blind eye here too, or is there something more to this relationship? Recently, Ally Carter released a video in which she made some really shocking claims about their relationship. She openly claimed that she was aided by Diddy, and that all those alleged Diddy's secret tunnels that lead to Diddy's Playboy mansion actually exist.
Ally Carter has just made an affidavit of truth that she turned over to the feds against Diddy and other celebrities about how she was allegedly at a Playboy Mansion party.
And he was not alone. She exposed many names in a document who were the regular attendees of the parties. And guess what? That list shockingly had Oprah's name. According to Ally, she knew Oprah is as serious a criminal as Diddy is, and she even predicted his arrest alongside Oprah's.
I already knew that Diddy and Oprah is about to get arrested.
But she is not the only one who came forward. Well, it seems like 50 also knows these things. Yeah, you've heard about it. Well, given their history, 50 Cent has never held back when it came to taking shots at Diddy. And with Homeland Security recently raiding Diddy's homes, things just got a whole lot messier. Now everyone's talking. Rumors are swirling that 50 Cent might even be involved with the authorities, stirring up this drama to keep the heat on his longtime rival. Even some damning revelations from former bad boy artists were attributed to 50 Cent's instigations.
On this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff.
Let's be real. 50 has been clowning Diddy on social media for years now, making a point to call him out whenever something shady goes down. In classic 50 style, he dropped a now-deleted Instagram post that hinted Diddy's troubles were far from over, suggesting that the bad press swirling around the music mogul was only the beginning. Sharing a screenshot showing Sean's two sons, Justin and King Combs, being escorted out of his Los Angeles home in handcuffs, 50 Cent wrote, "Ish just got real. The feds in all the cribs, damn they got the kids in cuffs." In a second post, which featured images of the feds outside of Sean's LA home, he pointed out, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case."
Going to them puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What you talking about?
Now, here's where things get even more interesting. According to Courtney Burgess, a witness in Diddy's case, Kim Porter's diary is packed with stories about the unusual relationship between Diddy and Snoop Dogg.
Even Snoop. You understand? And a lot of more people, their career went up when they sat on this man's lap as the director. You understand?
Oh, man.
And that's why a lot of them sold their soul to be on the director chair.
Now, these are two hip-hop legends, right? Both are known for their tough gangster images. But apparently, Kim's diary suggests there were moments between them that seemed very different. We're talking about Snoop and Diddy being spotted in what some might call intimate situations, even holding hands at private events. Yeah, you heard that right. The diary supposedly describes them sharing some really close moments, way closer than most people would expect from two men who've built their reputations around being tough and untouchable. It's not the type of thing you'd ever imagine from them, which makes it all the more surprising. But here's the twist. Kim's notes hint that there was something deeper going on. This wasn't just about being friends. It's rumored that there was a sort of deal or understanding between them, an arrangement that could have played a part in helping Snoop's career in the highly competitive hip-hop scene. And Diddy's alleged influence wasn't just limited to Snoop. Kim's diary reportedly mentions a string of similar interactions, even naming other big names in the industry, like Neo and Andre Harrell. There are even supposed photos that capture Diddy in close moments with these other figures.
They got Diddy and Neo, and if you heard Neo's wife call him Little Diddy, that he like freak off. And you got Andre Harrell, he hugged up like they finished tongue kissing. You know, we don't hug on our boys like that, sitting that close on each other's lap.
And here's where things get even darker. Kim's notes suggest that Diddy might have had what you could call double agents, people in his circle who weren't just working for him, but were also connected to rival camps, like Tupac's crew. These insiders might have been secretly passing info back to Diddy.
He was a double agent. You understand? He was a double agent for the record labels, and he was a snitch for the LAPD.
But the claims don't stop there. According to Kim's diary, Diddy's reach went way beyond his own empire. He allegedly had a hand in shaping hip-hop culture itself. The diary hints at Diddy pushing certain narratives, like introducing same-as themes into the industry, possibly to test the boundaries of what was acceptable, and maybe to serve his own interests. And then there's the wildest part. Some pages of Kim's diary reportedly include censored details that point directly to Snoop Dogg, stuff that goes as far as describing them sharing a bed.
There's X's. There's a bunch of X's for certain people's names. Like who was the X's that was taken out of the book?
The X's was for Snoop, about him sleeping with, supposed to have been in the bed with Diddy.
Whoa, that's crazy.
They caught it.
But the biggest kicker is how Snoop's career took off after he left Death Row Records and teamed up with Diddy. This move launched him into a new level of fame, but it's got people wondering, what was the real price of that partnership? On the surface, it looked like a smart career move, but insiders are now questioning whether their professional relationship had more layers than anyone could have guessed. With Diddy's influence, Snoop shed the shadows of Death Row, but his proximity to Diddy could also have entangled him in the controversies surrounding Tupac and Biggie's deaths. Snoop found himself at the center of a narrative he couldn't escape. Luckily for him, his wife was his saving grace when it came to Diddy. Shantae Broaddus has been by Snoop's side through thick and thin, and in 2021, she even took on the role of managing his career. She's been the driving force behind Snoop's success, making sure he stays on top of his game in the cutthroat industry. Their relationship is the envy of many, and for good reason. They've weathered the storms of fame together and come out stronger on the other side. Snoop has credited Shantae with being his rock, the one who keeps him grounded amidst all the chaos of celebrity life. And speaking of chaos, Snoop hasn't been shy about sharing his experiences working in Hollywood. He's peeled back the curtain on the dark side of the industry, shedding light on the shady dealings that often go unnoticed by the public. And it seems like Shantae has been right there with him, backing up his claims and providing evidence to support what he's saying. For context, a recently resurfaced video of Candyman explains how Shantae rescued Snoop Dogg from falling into the hands of Diddy's weird, freaky parties.
Shantae walked in there and called his name one time, Calvin. In front of Naomi Campbell.
Yes, sir.
In front of Diddy. And looked at me and took my hat off. I said, yes, ma'am.
Candyman went on to add that everyone in the room respected Shantae's decision to get her husband out of that party.
When it come down to the wife, that's golden with the players.
In any case, one thing Snoop and Shantae currently agree on is that Hollywood isn't always what it seems. Behind the glitz and glamour, there's a whole lot of drama and deceit lurking in the shadows. Snoop has even echoed Cat Williams' warnings about certain industry bigwigs, hinting that there's more to their lavish parties than meets the eye.
Cause P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
Through it all, Snoop and Shantae have remained a united front. They face the challenges of Hollywood together, standing tall against the tide of rumors and scandals. And it's clear that their bond is stronger than ever, built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Meanwhile, it's no secret that Oprah's rubbed elbows with Diddy. Now that should make you wonder, did Oprah really not know what was going on behind the scenes? Or is she once again playing the game, aligning herself with powerful people despite their shady pasts? For 50 Cent, this is apparently Oprah being Oprah again. Perhaps that's why 50 is essentially blowing the whistle on how Oprah seems to always be connected to these powerful men with some serious skeletons in their closets. He's making it clear, the people you associate with say a lot about you. And let's be real, when your inner circle includes guys like Weinstein and Diddy, that's not exactly a good look. If you can remember, you'd recall that the 50 Cent versus Oprah beef didn't start today. During an interview some years back, he said, "So she ain't never going to have me on that show. I'm never going to reach that platform, which is confirmation of you being a huge success. So I just said, okay, if we can't be friends, then at least let's be enemies." So with that kind of history, it really makes sense seeing 50 Cent bash Oprah, so especially on her connections to rich and problematic men. Now that leads us back to Oprah's connection to one particular man, John of God. This so-called spiritual healer from Brazil was once praised by Oprah, who even featured him on her show back in 2010, boosting his fame and giving him instant credibility. Millions of people around the world saw Oprah, one of the most trusted voices in media, validate this guy, leading to an even bigger following for him.
This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera. John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree.
But here's where things get really dark. Fast forward a few years, and the truth comes out. John of God was running a massive S operation. We're talking about HT, SA, and exploitation of vulnerable people, mostly women who trusted him to heal them. The crimes this man committed were absolutely unspeakable, and Oprah had a front row seat to all of it. Oprah didn't just casually mention John of God, she praised him on her platform, giving him the Oprah seal of approval that everyone knows is pure gold. People trusted Oprah, so by featuring him on her show, she pretty much handed him a megaphone to reach more victims. He wasn't some obscure healer anymore, he was Oprah endorsed, and that gave him the kind of legitimacy that P-daters dream of.
He's a spiritualist. He believes a great deal in God, and he practices this mission.
But now that the truth has come out, and it's horrifying, we're left asking some serious questions. Did Oprah really have no idea what was going on with this guy? Or did she turn a blind eye because he was helping her build a brand of spiritual wellness that fit her narrative? Well, netizens also have their say on the situation. One person wrote, "Oprah needs to be in jail with him." Another one added, "Oprah doesn't like when the Bible says the Most High is a jealous God, yet she's asking this creep, who makes her feel humbled or evokes humility, how to be a medium for God? It doesn't make any sense. Little children, beware of idols." Let's be real, John of God's wasn't a small operation. He was running a full-blown T-ring under the guise of spiritual healing. So it's hard to believe that someone like Oprah, with all her resources and connections, wouldn't at least have heard whispers about what was happening. The rumors were out there, and if we know that now, what are the chances that Oprah, with her massive influence and network, didn't hear anything back then? If she knew even a little bit of what was going on, why did she continue to support him? And if she didn't know, how is that even possible? Oprah is known for being thorough and deeply involved in her projects, so it's hard to buy that she was totally clueless. Apparently, Oprah's influence gave John of God more power to prey on people. By featuring him on her show, she legitimized him to millions of viewers around the world. People saw him as this miraculous healer, someone who Oprah herself trusted, and they flocked to him for help. But instead of finding healing, they became victims of some of the most horrific crimes imaginable.
Do we all have the possibility in our own way to be a medium for God?
Todos nós somos médium.
Everybody is a medium.
When we talk about human tea-ficking and SA, it's easy to feel detached, like it's something happening far away. But this was someone who Oprah, one of the most trusted people in the media, brought into our living rooms. How many women were drawn to John of God because they saw him on Oprah? How many of them were lured into his operation because they believed that if Oprah trusted him, he had to be legit? If Oprah had known what was really going on, could she have stopped him? Think about it. She had the platform, the resources, and the global reach to expose this guy before he ruined more lives. Instead, she helped build him up. By putting him on her show, Oprah didn't just boost his reputation, she gave him more access to victims. And now, knowing what we know, it's impossible not to wonder, how many lives could have been saved if Oprah had chosen to dig deeper, or if she had used her platform to expose the truth instead of promoting him? Oprah's connection to John of God raises some uncomfortable questions about her responsibility in all of this. Sure, she may not have been directly involved in his crimes, but by endorsing him, she became part of the chain of events that led to countless people being hurt. When you're Oprah, you don't get to claim ignorance. With great power comes great responsibility, and Oprah wielded her power in a way that allowed a P-dater to flourish. In any case, with more and more people questioning these high-profile relationships, many are left asking, what more is Oprah hiding? And will her reputation withstand this new wave of scrutiny? From her bond with Diddy to the harsh accusations made by Snoop Dogg, it seems Oprah's close friendships have raised more questions than answers. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye!